Hey everyone, it's Dr. Angela. I'm so happy to be here with you this afternoon. If you are watching live, please type in and say hi to me so I know you're there. Super excited to be here. So you want to get skinny and you want to stay skinny. That's the key, right? The getting skinny and then the staying skinny. So I wanted to let you know a little bit about what's been happening for some of my students in Journey Beyond Weight Loss, because they are really learning some skills that are helping them a whole bunch. So the first student I'm going to talk about, I'm going to call her D. So D she gave me permission to tell her story, but she hasn't given me permission to use her name. So I'm just going to call her D. And D said that she was absolutely thrilled because one day she was shopping at Costco with a friend, and she usually wears like an X large, XXL, something like that. And she was noticing that she was getting smaller, and she thought she might be able to fit into a size 16. Actually, she knew she could fit into a size 16, and she was looking at some of the cuter clothes that were in Costco, right? She said it's kind of new for her to be able to fit into these clothes. She's super excited. And so she's looking at this pair of pants, and she realizes, well, they don't have a 16, they only have a 14. So her friend said, well, go ahead and get it anyway, because you're going to lose weight and you'll be able to fit into it. So she takes the pair of pants home and she tries it on. And lo and behold, she can actually get it on and zip it up. And she's like, wait a minute, that wasn't supposed to happen. I can actually wear clothes that are a size smaller than I thought. Now, can you imagine how much fun that is and how excited she is? Because now, she gets to wear these smaller clothes. It's like a whole new wardrobe gets opened up for you when those kinds of things happen. So that's what's super fun for her. Now, the best part about this story is that, yeah, she has been super stressed out. She's been stressed out because of COVID, like we all have, and everything that happened in 2020. But she has been extra stressed. And the reason that she's been extra stressed is because her adult son had a stroke, and they couldn't figure out what caused the stroke. And now they are concerned that maybe there's a brain tumor. And he's been going through all of this testing. Well, she's been beside herself with anxiety about all of this. Can you imagine what she might be going through, or what she is going through, as there's all of this unknown happening? She said, you know what, Dr. Angela? She said, if I hadn't been in Journey Beyond Weight Loss, I'd weigh 400 pounds by now, because I would have been eating my way through this whole thing. She said, instead, I am focused. I am laser focused. I am making sure that I am taking care of myself. I am not going to let myself slip back into old habits. I am on track. I'm actually losing weight. And she was just so excited about that. Can you imagine going through a stressful time like that and not eating your way through it? I mean, this was huge for her. And how is she doing it? It's because of what she's learned in the Journey Beyond Weight Loss course. So pretty cool. So imagine how satisfying it would be for her to throw out those older clothes, those larger clothes, those extra large and those XXLs, and know that no matter what life throws at her, she can handle it without resorting back into the old food habits. So that is pretty dang cool. That is huge. So how many of us do so well for so long, and then life throws us a curveball like this and all hell breaks loose with our eating, right? It's like, it happens a lot. And it used to happen to me a lot too. So just imagine how amazing and empowered you're going to feel when you know that you're able to handle these challenging times without slipping back into those old habits. That's what we do in Journey Beyond Weight Loss. That's what I'm teaching you, these skills about how to become resilient. Okay. That's what they call it in psychology terms, how to become resilient. All right. So very cool. Awesome sauce. So again, say hi if you're here, whether you're on YouTube or whether you're on Facebook. Say hi. Let me know that you're here. That would be awesome. I have another student to tell you about, and her name is Shelly. Let me share screen here. Shelly. Let's get Shelly up. Okay, there's Shelly. So you see Shelly. Shelly is a, hey there. It just says Facebook user, so I can't see who it is. But I'm glad you're here. Shelly is a student in Journey Beyond Weight Loss as well. Now, Shelly has been my patient for a few years, and so she didn't make this transformation in 12 weeks. But I will tell you what she said about what has been going on for her since she joined Journey Beyond Weight Loss. She said that I was stuck, and I'm kind of quoting from her. I was stuck in a vicious cycle, and my eating habits were ruled by my emotions. Now, I think that's a really interesting way to put it, right? Hey, Kathy, how are you? So I think that's an interesting way to put it and an accurate way to put it. So what she's saying is that her emotions had all the power. Her emotions ruled her eating decisions. Okay. So think about that for a minute. If you feel like your emotions have power over you and your eating decisions. So she said she would get into these cycles where she would just feel powerless. She said, I could go months of eating good and strict, and then have all of that crumble away in just days, switching back to the old bad eating patterns and habits. Now, you and I both know that crumbling doesn't happen in days. That crumbling happens in minutes. I have been there, and I know that crumbling feeling really, really well. So, and let's face it, if there was ever a year where we were crumbling, it would be 2020. Okay. So so you guys all see Shelly and see how awesome she is. I'm going to stop the share. There we go. Okay. Very good. So, 2020 is a crumbling year. And my friend Tracy calls it the year of the WTF. WTF, like, what is happening now? And so a lot of people gained weight during COVID, during 2020. They might have gained the COVID-15 or the COVID-19 or maybe more, whatever you want to call it. And most people are feeling a little bit out of control, and it's like their emotions are ruling them. So let me know in the comments if you feel like your emotions are ruling your eating decisions. I had one patient say 90% of my eating decisions are emotional. That's what she told me one time. So if 2020 has shown us anything, it's that things are always going to happen. There's always going to be stuff that happens. And most people are really struggling, okay? But those people who are in my membership, not so much, right? Because they've got some skills in their back pocket and they've got some tools. And so they're not gaining weight the way other people are. So if you're kind of wondering, how do you stop that feeling, that cycle of feeling so ashamed and powerlessness, that feeling just really, really sucks. And so here's what happened to Shelly. She said, very few of the changes that have taken place for me had to do with food or diets. She said she's learned about her emotions. She's learned how to set boundaries. She's learned how to say no. And she said, these are the things that have been real game changers for me. So like, she's just become a badass at self-care is basically what she's saying, right? So she said she used to feel tired and resentful all the time, but not anymore. She said now most of the time she's feeling energized and confident and powerful, right? So I want to ask you, like, how would it feel to be energized and confident and powerful so that you're in control and not your emotions? I hope that makes sense to you. So think about this. It's a new year. It's a new year. Now, I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions, but I do believe that it's a new start. We have a vaccine, and I really see a light at the end of the tunnel. I think we're all going to be able to be much more social this year. We're going to be able to travel much more. Like, things are slowly and surely going to return to normal. But there's always going to be some sort of stress that's going to come into your life. There's always going to be stress. Something is going to happen that's going to give you an excuse to eat. So you want to protect yourself. You want to protect yourself. So these ladies that are in my Journey Beyond Weight Loss community, they have a significant advantage. They have a lot of skills in their back pocket, and they keeps them out of the food and out of the alcohol, frankly, too, right? So what about you? Are you ready to take a step forward now? I mean, really, like, you can't keep sitting back and just sort of letting stuff happen to you. It's time to take some control back. And here is the really good news. The cost of Journey Beyond Weight Loss is a small price to pay for the freedom that you're going to get and that sense of feeling in control. You will be set up for success no matter what is happening around you. So think about what it costs you in terms of the blow to your self-esteem when you're in your closet and your clothes aren't fitting and it just feels so terrible. And you know that you want to eat properly, but man, that sugar and those carbs are just calling you and you're just feeling so out of control. That costs a lot. The cost of Journey Beyond Weight Loss in comparison is minimal compared to that. Okay. Now, the other thing is that with COVID, before COVID, joining Journey Beyond Weight Loss sort of felt like a nice, like something would be nice to have. Now it's actually something that is essential to have. Okay. My kitty's in here playing with my papers, so you might hear that. So now it is essential to get these skills and know what you're doing. Learn how to become resilient. Basically, what Journey Beyond Weight Loss is teaching you is how to become a badass. We become badasses. We don't shrink from challenges. We don't let stress rule us. We become self-care badasses, basically. A self-respecting, self-loving, self-care badass. So the world can just throw whatever crap it wants to at you, and you're going to be like, I can handle this. I know exactly what to do. And you also know what to do if you do happen to slip up. Like, nobody's going to be perfect here. And so we don't expect that either. We know that there are going to be times where we slip up, but we know exactly what to do to get ourselves back on track so that that next meal is a good one and a healthy one. Okay. So both Dee and Shelly are still in Journey Beyond Weight Loss, and they're still in this process. It's a process, and I've designed it as a course, but as a membership, because people like to take the course over again. And I don't want to have to charge you every time you want to take the course. So you just take the course and then you stay in the membership and take the course over again. And it's awesome. Okay. So each time you take the course, you develop a new level of self-awareness, you develop new resilience skills, and there you are at a new level. And then you take the course again and you develop new skills and you're at a new level of self-awareness. The more self-aware you become, the more amazing it is and the easier it is to stay away from the junk. Okay. So I'm going to check and see if there are any questions here. Kathy said that's true for 2020. Lisa said they used to. Awesome. Okay, great. Lisa says, yes, we do. Yes, she's a Journey Beyond Weight Loss member too. So we are self-care badasses. No question about that. Very good. Okay. So I am actually holding a Q&A session on Zoom. You have an email in your inbox if you would like to attend the Q&A, if you have any questions that you want me to answer. But I can also answer questions here as well. So, and I'm not seeing any questions right now. So I am super, super excited to be able to offer this. Again, there isn't anything else like Journey Beyond Weight Loss out there. There isn't anything else that's led by a medical doctor that takes you through the physiology and biochemistry of understanding this disease and understanding what happens in your body and what happens in your brain and what happens with addiction and sugar addiction. And then we just sort of move you through a process where you just get deeper and deeper into how to really understand yourself and how to become a self-loving badass. Really, it's just a ton of fun. I have a great time. So if you want results, and if you want to keep your results, and if you want to get thinner and stay thinner, Journey Beyond Weight Loss is your answer. And I hope that you will join us again. Super, super excited to be able to offer it. And I will put a link to, Lisa says Journey Beyond Weight Loss is a game changer. It is. So I will put a link in the comments. Once I get off, I'll put a link in the comments so that you can just go straight to the sign up page and sign up. Very good. Okay. Thank you, everybody. I will, and take care, and I will see you. If you have Q&A, if you have questions, go to the Q&A on Zoom. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.